So I'm here at Target, walking around with my friends, essentially wasting time. Reminds me a lot of the consumerist mentality I once made a video on. And I find myself wondering, is all the money that we spend on this shit worth it? And look, you see all these little kids running around too. Are we teaching them the right thing? Probably. Right? That's how our economy works. We spend all the time. It turns out the average American spends 99% of their income. So we only save about 1% of the things that we work so hard every day to accrue. What's up with that? Do you like Target? I'm sure you do. What is it at Target that you get consistently? You know, do you come here and just like lose yourself? So we're basically waiting for a friend to show up to be available, and so we're like, okay, let's look around. Let's see what else we can spend our money on, I guess. The reality about all this is it's kind of overpriced too, right? Let's see if I can find my friends. So I was thinking while hanging out with my friends this weekend, some of my homies came up from out of town as a way to send me off and as a way to celebrate a birthday. And it was interesting. We were sitting there last night, and this probably happens to a lot of friend groups where you kind of get desensitized to the presence of the people. And so we end up focusing a lot on kind of the negative, right? Like we spend a lot of time to show up. We spend resources and energy, and then we sit there and look at each other and wonder, why are we here? Well, the reality is, I think as a society we're not actually all that optimistic about the things that we go through and our experiences, right? So I was listening to Hidden Brain, my boy Shankar. He brought a psychologist on that was talking about kind of taking moments in and really genuinely enjoying what life is like in a moment. And he said that the strategies that he uses, first and foremost, is leading up to an event, he'd be very much excited about it, creating already positive memories about what it's going to be like laughing with friends, going out, having a great time, getting away from issues, maybe talking about some of the issues that you're going through as a form of therapy. And then during the event, actually having a memory instilled, right? Like remembering particularly how it felt or the details of the event itself, so that as a way to remind yourself of how great the thing was, you can look back to that one memory that you sculpted in that moment. And it's really a part of mindfulness, right? To be able to do that consistently. It's a muscle to train. And me and my friends had a conversation about that when we were sitting around. It was raining. There was this beautiful tree, having a drink or two, and just talking about life, talking about the things that matter. And it was great. It was absolutely amazing. I had a big old smile on my face, grinning like a little child. And that exuberance, that's kind of that excitement about life. I mean, it's so easy to keep getting bogged down in the monotony of it, the rigor of it, right? And we take very little time to actually go and think to ourselves, hey, I'm so incredibly grateful for having the opportunity to go and hang out with my friends and really care about my experience, right? We're prone to forgetting that a lot of the time. It's something that we really should fix as a society, I think. It's important. Look, that little boy's having fun. See? We lose that as we grow up. What's up with that? But so be it. I think the consumerism thing, I think when it comes down to money and figuring out what we want to do with our funds, I think The greatest advice that I received online was that rich people essentially invest first and then they spend whatever's left. The funny part is that most of us don't really know what's worth investing in because we don't think about it too much, right? Like, what is a hard asset? What is the thing that's really gonna keep it so that we can buy all this stuff, right? It's kind of, and you kind of got to put a little bit in, as much as you can, right? And consistently doing that and consistently investing. Apparently the greatest thing to invest in, which I believe wholeheartedly, is yourself. So the question that I ask is, if I give you $50, what is the first thing you'd go buy? For me, it'd probably be magic cards or some other form of entertainment that I can use again and again. But most people, again, like myself, we're not really thinking about how that money can double down for us, how that money can change and evolve into something more that will actually allow us to be happier, potentially, in the long run. It's this kind of delayed gratification, right? A sense of maturity to the things that we do. So, I mean, I talk to a lot of my friends about this stuff, and it's funny because, you know, I consider my friends some of the more educated members of society. You know, they're dentists, doctors, accountants, you know, bankers, whatever. And all of these incredibly intelligent, affluent, you know, upper middle class people, none of them are thinking about that $50 that the $100 that they spend on the weekend doing, you know, XYZ kind of superfluous thing. That might be actually beneficial to people's soul. They're not thinking about how that money could have been used. It's more of at least I'm not using it to do this, right? It's like a counter. It's not as like I'm building up as much as you could, right? But I don't know. You talk to a lot of old people and they say, listen, just enjoy your life and build relationships, right? So if it takes you $100 to build a relationship stronger and you keep on doing that, is it worth the thousands of dollars that you spent on the relationship? Well, that's another form of investment. Your net worth is your network. At the end of the day, it's everything in your life. If you take one thing away from this video, everything in your life depends on the people in your life, right? If you worked as hard as you possibly could in a vacuum, you would not necessarily get as far as working as hard as you possibly could with a team. Because the happiness, the life satisfaction that you would get out of just spending that time with people and trying to build with them and trying to understand the discrepancies in your beliefs, that alone will give you more insight onto how people think, you know, the things that people are willing to get, buy. I don't know, it's a toss-up, but I have to believe that all of the various hours and the money that I've spent on the people that I care about is actually worth it. Because at the end of the day, if I want to make another friend, if I want to have more acquaintances, more mentors, I need to have the social skills to be able to acquire that, right? I need to be able to present something to people that they're actually looking for. So it's an investment in self, in my belief. But that's a backwards rationale for a lot of people, probably myself included, right? Giving myself an opportunity to kind of go and waste the funds that potentially spend a lot of time to get. So there's an up and down life. As per usual, the balance is the most important thing. And remember, smiling, you know, being able to wake up in the morning, look at yourself, even if you're anxious, and just smile, you know, just like a really kind smile, loving yourself, right? That's going to supersede all of these things that you see me walk past on these shelves, okay? It's going to supersede all memories of you giving someone a gift, potentially. The memories that you form with people, the quality time that you spend with them is going to be worth more. Now, there is a counter argument, which I've been thinking about recently, where one of the love languages is actually giving gifts, right? That's like one of the core things that people are like, oh my God, I feel loved when people give me things. And I really wonder, like, where the hell did that come from, right? Is that like a byproduct of our current culture? Or is it something that we've always enjoyed just as creatures, as human, or as living organisms, right? Like, do monkeys and animals give each other gifts and have this kind of tremendous feeling of connection as well? I assume so, right? It's like, it's a selflessness that's actually everywhere, probably in nature. A gift. So there's some food for thoughts, some target thoughts, while we wait for more adventures. In this video right here, I talk a little bit more about consumerism. It's one of my older ones. And I'll be thinking a lot about it. And if you have any thoughts in general, obviously throw them in the section below to express your thoughts. But I'll see you over there. And remember, keep thinking, my friends. Actualize your potential.